Good morning, everyone. Welcome to One News, your favorite place to get your news. I'm Diana Rubalcaba, and I'm glad to be with you in your houses, in your home, in your work, wherever you are, in front of your laptops, cell phones. I don't know. Well, this is your favorite place. So, we're going to start with your favorite section, that is entertainment, because we think that you are getting dressed for your work, so you need to be entertained. So, here it is with my partner, Brian.
Hi, good morning. We have the section of entertainment. In this case, we're going to talk about the movie of Black Panther and Godzilla vs. King Kong. In first place, we have this movie that is the Black Panther, and we don't know what could happen with this movie or this saga after the Chadwick Boseman dead. Also, we don't know who will be the leader of this African country, and also we don't know if this country could be ally of the Avengers. We know that after the landscape and the phase 4 of the cinematic Marvel's universe, they modified the plans, the sequel, the original, and the final film, and we don't know what could be happening with this country. Also, we know that it's clear that no one will take the basement place, and the next film could be a big problem or a dilemma. We also know that we have what what can we expect for Wakanda of this country. I think that the Avengers, after the Avengers movie and Infinity War and Endgame, we don't know what could happen with this country, because in these movies we know that Thanos start to attacking this world of Marvel, and maybe this country could be only of Thanos, and they they can save them. Now we have this movie, Godzilla vs. Kong, the confrontation between two of the grandest monsters of the cinema meet again face to face. We know that the trailer was released a few days ago, so the fans have a big expectations about this movie. The release date for this movie was scheduled by March 25. These type of movies called like a monsterverse have a big public, because this movie had been compared with the movie of Batman, and because the movie of Batman in the first 48 hours had 25 million of views, and this movie in the first 48 hours had 30 million of views. So this is a big movie, and they have a big public. According with the dialogues and the things that we could see in the trailer, we know that Godzilla is the monster who attacked. So we are excited for this movie. We will wait for the premiere. Thank you.
Okay, I I say that I'm Team King Kong, but we need to watch the movie to be in the team, in the winning team, in the win team. Okay, thank you, Brian. Now We're going to back with science and technology. My partner, Rafael, is always happy to share with us this interesting, amazing, and incredible news about things that you shouldn't know now. So, okay, he have some of these guys that want to go to the moon, and here we have this weird dinosaur that show the archaeologists.
Hello, welcome to this section where we're going to discuss three of the main and most important scientific and technological news that we had last week. Fossilized bones of a dinosaur believed to be the largest creature to ever walk on Earth have been discovered in Argentina. Based on these huge thigh bones, it was 40 meters tall and 20 meters long, weighing at least 77 tons. It was as heavy as 14 African elephants. Scientists believe it is a new species of titanosaur, an enormous herbivore dating from the late Cretaceous period. A local farm worker first stumbled on the remains in the desert near La Flecha, about 250 kilometers from Patagonia. The fossils were then excavated by a team of paleontologists from the Museum of Paleontology Egidio Peruglio. Paralyzed mice walk again after cytokine treatment. Researchers have used a designer cytokine to regenerate injured nerves in the spinal cords of mice with paraplegia. The treatment restored the ability to walk after only 2 to 3 weeks. They developed the protein called hyperinterleukin 6 that can stimulate the regeneration of nerve cells that have been damaged. Once this protein was injected and shared the information it carried, the spinal cord cells inside the mice were able to create the protein themselves. This meant they could regenerate the nerves that send signals from the brain to the spinal cord. The researchers were working with mice that had just been paralyzed. They are now checking if their protein still has positive effects on mice that have been paralyzed for weeks. This will determine whether the treatment is ready for human trials. And last but not least, the first private space station crew was introduced on Tuesday. Three men who are each paying 55 million US dollars to fly on a SpaceX rocket. The first crew will spend 8 days at the International Space Station and will take 1 or 2 days to get there aboard a SpaceX Dragon capsule following liftoff from Cape Canaveral. The first customers include Larry Connor, a real estate and tech entrepreneur from Dayton, Ohio, Canadian financier Mark Pathy, and Israeli businessman Ethan Steve. Each of the private astronauts had to pass medical tests and will get 15 weeks of training. And that is it. Those were all the most important technological and scientific news we had last week. Thank you. Stay safe.
Thank you, Rafael. That those guys are crazy, but I think they have a point of what are they doing. So okay, if they want to go to the moon or Mars or another planet, then we're going to see what happens next. Now we have our last but not least section, sports. Our partner Alberto is going to talk about some news about sports in Mexico and in other countries, national and international news about sport. So let's see.
Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to talk to you about the recent news in sports. Maybe not something that's really new, but that has stuck with us for way too long was the recent defeat of the football team Cruz Azul at the hands of Pumas. This was a historical defeat as it marks the 23-year anniversary that Cruz Azul hasn't won a single cup. This was even worse because in the first game they were 4-0. They were almost impossible to be defeated. But in some way, they managed to lose in the second series after they ended 0-4. In international news, there was a recent racism incident that managed to stop an entire game. What happened here was that one of the players told a racial slur to another one, and this was heard by the referee. Then they started the fighting. The team started fighting among themselves, and in the end, the game had to be postponed and eventually cancelled because one of the team members wasn't going to apologize to the guy that he insulted. And that is the recent sport news that we have had. Thank you for your attention.
Well, thank you, Alberto. That's it for our sections. I hope you liked this news. And remember, you need to be careful. You need to take care of you and take care of your family and friends and the people that are around you. So remember the preventive measure for COVID-19 coronavirus. Okay, remember, wash your hands frequently with water and soap and use 70% alcohol-based health solution. Don't use any other health solution. When sneezing or coughing, cover your nose and mouth with the inner angle of your arm or with a disposable tissue, okay? Keep your working area and common objects clean. Please be clean because maybe other people can use your space and you need to be clean for you're safe and they are safe. Wear a mask only if you had a respiratory infection, okay? But not only if you had a respiratory infection. You need to wear a mask if you go out to the to a store or to your work. Please wear a mask. We need to be conscious about this illness. It is real. A lot of people don't believe that coronavirus is real, but it is real. A lot of people are suffering this, and it is not cool. So you need to take care of you, and if you take care of you, you take care the people you love. Okay, avoid direct contact with people with cold or flu symptoms, but honestly, avoid direct contact with everyone that you are close, because you don't know where the people were. Maybe they had contact with people that had flu or cold symptoms, but you don't know, and you have contact with them, and then you get the virus. Okay, if you get a cold or flu, stay at home to avoid infection. Do not self-medicate. Okay, this is important. Don't self-medicate. You need to call a doctor, okay, and telling your symptoms, and then they will recommend you a medication or recipe you a medication, but don't self-medicate, okay? And remember, take care of you. Wear a mask, wash your hands, and don't have contact, okay? Direct contact. That's it for us. Thank you to all my team work. And this is One News, your favorite place to get your news.